Yeah, welcome to the first ever edition and episode of On the Road with Titilola, where I get to meet different professionals, doing great things across different fields of work. And with me today, I have
Hakeem.
When I met Hakeem and when I saw his CV, in short, I was, can I say, dumbfounded. I have something in store for you guys. So Hakeem started his career as a network engineer to a network manager, cybersecurity expert, software developer. In short, he has done many things and currently, maybe over 100 things, and currently is a DevOps architect here in the United Kingdom. So Hakeem, can you run me through the journey? Was it all about the money? What was motivating you? Or it was just more about having, you're laughing, you're just having that standard plan that just led you to this journey? I think our audience would love to know.
Yeah, you mentioned that I laughed. Yes, the fact that you mentioned money as a driver actually intrigued me. Starting my journey as an engineer was on a quest of knowledge. I came out of undergrad, or while I was even doing my undergrads, I was in quest to just expand my scope of knowledge. And that in itself was the driver or the force that made my transitioning from one career path into another career path more or less in line to where I am right now. And that in itself kind of helped me, because now it's like I have all the fundamentals that I need to excel to any position that I want.
That makes sense. Yeah, also. So let's not take more of a deep dive into the role. So how was the flow? I am sure I got it all wrong. So was it from I know you started from as a network engineer to a network manager. So what happened? What are the different professions, the different areas in technology?
Okay. Typically, where I would really classify myself was I started as a fiber optics tech.
Okay.
So more of the ground layer, laying of cables and stuff.
Okay.
Being a fiber optics engineer.
Okay.
And then I transitioned into doing my CCNA, doing my CCNP, which translated into me being a network engineer. And due to my proficiency, I was made a network manager. So that was transition. Moving into, say, the DevOps, because typically that's a different ball game. That's more of software driven. But because of my works that I've done as a network engineer, being one of the first few that actually imbibed the idea of controlling infrastructure or configuring infrastructures using softwares, using writing codes, generally, that transitioned me into going into DevOps. And from there, went into being a data engineer, being data lead, being DevOps lead, then to where the previous where I was cloud operations manager. That head cloud operations, that's the title. That in itself made me really understand how both the network layer with the application layer actually intercedes and makes a whole new ball game, because then that gives me more of a global knowledge, which that in itself made me one of the few, anywhere I stand in any day, makes me one of the few that really understands from the 7 layers from the top to the bottom, because I really understand. I came from hardware. I understand configuring the basic stuffs.
Yeah.
Into doing the big stuff, the big stuff that we have now today.
So basically, you can say across your career, you kind of built yourself from ground up.
Yeah.
Standard. No cutting through the corners.
I wouldn't say there was a corner to cut.
Okay, no corner to cut. All right. So you mentioned quite a lot, right? And I think one of the things that stood out when you mentioned about data, right? So how did the foundation of data kind of help you in this journey? Was it important in any way, shape, or form? Or
yes, I'd say it's one of the fundamentals that one needs to go through before you could say you are a professional or in this tech line. Most people go transition into different roles based on the need, maybe seeking more financial competence, seeking for more global competence and stuff. But my driver was knowing it well, knowing what, like, if I basically just wake me up and I can tell you what is wrong. So that level of detail is what I'm more interested in, not really the financial aspect. The financial aspect is great,
definitely.
Yes, but the truth or the crux of the matter is more of seeking knowledge, because the data itself, the way the world is revolved now, if not for data engineering or data on its own, on that level, there won't be something like the AI.
Yeah.
So the data is needed for the AI, for you to actually make sense of any artificial intelligence. There's a need for training, and that comes from data itself.
Yeah. Awesome. So, right, let's now go a bit more personal, right? You don't mind?
That's sure.
All right, cool. So, again, seeing you come into your space, again, thank you very much for having me, seeing how far you've come, your career over time, and being an immigrant here in the UK, right? Are there any challenges you faced, from setting yourself up from Nigeria, right, to becoming a globally functional talent here in the UK? What challenges did you face, and what advice do you just have to people that may be going through those same challenges, right? So I know you may not want to go into detail, but
no, there's not really a problem in actually sharing experiences. That's it's the reason I laughed a little bit is my experience does not just cut across Nigeria and UK. My experience cuts across Nigeria, South Africa, then the UK. And I would say South Africa really helped me a lot.
Okay.
In sense of understanding how different the Nigerian mindset is and how different everywhere else is. So that kind of helped me, and that is what the basis of how I transitioned into the UK market itself. So what I would say is, from the way we Nigerians, the way we think, the way we relate, get stuff done, it's quite different in itself in the way the other part of the world works. Everybody has to go through their different uniqueness in the way things are. One of the few things that kind of helped me, but also a bane for me, was not having the ability to stop.
Not having the ability to stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to fix stuff. That's what I know. That's what I do. Ability to know that, okay, you need to take a chill pill and actually let the system talk to you about what needs to be done.
That makes sense.
That kind of is where I would say, as immigrants, we tend to fail a little bit. So we tend to see a problem, we solve it
immediately.
That's how we do it.
But there's more like a process to fix it.
Exactly. So
that makes sense.
That process is what we might have said we've missed. It is not the ability to actually fix it, but the process through which to actually get the stuff fixed. Some people call it bureaucracy, but I wouldn't say it's bureaucracy. I would say it's a process.
Yeah.
And that process in itself is what is missing as we immigrants generally. I might not be able to say for other people, but I know of Nigerians, and I've experienced it in South Africa, and I'm saying it as an immigrant also in the UK.
Yeah.
That's one fundamental things that we tend to miss out on.
Basically. So now that we're talking about challenges, right? And I think that's I'm happy. Thank you for sharing that personal challenge. Let's not go to the challenges for people trying to get their foot into the world of technology. There's post-COVID, just to make people know, tech is the way. So millions of people pivoted from their standard careers and went into tech. And it just became at the point that you don't even need to be a computer science or an IT graduate to get into tech, right? It now became very decentralized, right? So now there are a lot of people that are confused, a lot of people that are even scared, they don't know what to do. What's maybe process do you think people should follow when it comes to, is it how would you even know what tech skill to learn, right? And what foundation, what fundamentals, what knowledge base, what recommendations do you give people that kind of where everywhere is blurry? When they say the eye is blurry, everywhere is blurry for people that I don't know what to do. I'm just here, but I don't know what to do. And it seems like millions of people are getting it better than me. The imposter syndrome, the fear. What part will you just in terms of advice to people on how to navigate this ever-changing world of technology?
I'd say the problem is wanting to focus without knowing what to focus on.
Okay.
It is more of knowing what to focus on. And how do you know what to focus on if you've not tasted a lot of things? So if you put a dish in front of them, this is the best meal I've ever had. That's because you've had several meals in the past, and this one is quite the best one, and this one you would love to eat every day.
Yeah.
So I think that's the perspective I would take into delving into any profession whatsoever.
Okay.
If you, before you can say you want to focus on anything,
Yeah.
I think the best thing is to really understand what the tech space is all about itself. So understanding that there's data, there's software development, there's infrastructure. Those three things are different layers, but also as much as they are different layers, they are uniquely different, and there's specialty in those layers themselves.
Okay.
So understanding who you are really helps in you deciding, oh, this is the pathline for me. So if you choose, say, software engineering, the way the world works now is, even though you're a software engineer, are you full stack? Are you front end? Are you back end? Are you an AI integrator?
Okay.
What level are you in? So it is what you really want to. It's based on what you want. How do you think you can the best suited in here? And the truth is, everywhere is difficult. It's not easy anywhere. There's no layer you pick and that you won't find difficulty.
You have to put in the work.
You have to put in the work, and that in itself, for me, is what is should be the driver. Seeing something that you like, something that you feel like you can do every day without getting bored, and actually focusing on that and deal with it. That's just it. That's the best path to anyone.
Nah, that makes sense. The part of focusing on something where you won't be bored, because it's a painful, kind of meandering, stressful process.
It's not say it's painful. I would say it's more of it's painstaking. So like you going to the gym. You go to the gym, but yet you feel the pain, but you enjoy the results.
I feel the pain, but I don't think I'm enjoying the gym though.
Though you enjoy the results.
But I'm enjoying the results.
Exactly.
Oh, that makes sense. So now there are three layers. You either enjoy the process, you enjoy what you are doing in itself, or you enjoy the results. But the best of best is to enjoy all of it, basically.
Yes, because you would you would never enjoy three. You would go through it, you see it, then oh, this is interesting. You see the result, you enjoy the result, but you need to go through. By the time you do it 2, 3, 4, 5 times, you understand that it's a process.
That makes sense.
And that process itself is what you would enjoy. So at the end of the day, you've enjoyed the 3.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Awesome. Now, there's across this your different careers, right? I'm trying to link it to one particular challenge or something that's been trending out there. People are of the opinion that certifications are not needed, right? They have the opinions that we are in this ever-changing world of technology, ever-changing world of AI, right? And it's about your knowledge, which I think there's some kind of element of truth in it. About your knowledge, about what you know. If you have certificate to come back it up with knowledge, it's all fugazi, basically. But the question I have for you is, what is your take on global certifications? Do you think they're kind of needed in this scope and time where you can just go to A and just learn something new? Or you think certifications are basically phasing out? Or you think global certifications, no matter what, will still stand the test of time? So what's your take on it? In your journey?
I think global certifications are paramount for everyone.
Paramount for everyone?
Not like, it depends on the stage you're in. But before you to get to any stage, you still need that fundamentals. And that fundamentals, if, for example, you're pivoting into, say, AI, how do you tell someone, I'm good at this, without necessarily having to sit down and have a conversation with? And the only thing you tend to do to make yourself well known in the world that we live in is having a certification and having a portfolio. So the only thing that can verify that you really have done those, you really have those skill set, is you've been certified to have those skill sets. So if you're pivoting into something, you need to show those two, and that is the two. But if you're, say, you're in the later stage of your career, say where I am right now, do I need certifications? I don't think so. But do I do that? Yes, I do. With rationale is I am keeping myself up to date to the latest technology, getting myself well at that, testing myself on the level of my proficiency in all the layers of the new technologies, even as a DevOps person, so to say. Any technology that comes in day in, day out. Cloud service provider produces new set of services, and they test those services in the certifications. So how do I really test myself
Just yourself, yeah.
in those. It's doing those certifications. I might not showcase them because I'm tired of them, of showing them on, say, level of LinkedIn or somewhere, but I'm still going back to actually test myself against my peers because that's what I'm doing.
That makes sense. So now this is just my personal questions, not our audience. I will give you a range. Let me know if your number of certificates you have is more or less.
Okay.
1 to 10?
I think I have more than 10.
More than 10?
Yeah, I have more than a dozen already.
You have more than a dozen certificates?
Yeah, I do.
Damn. That's good. And I'm not talking of general, I'm talking of global certificates now.
My field of study or my field of specialization, I tend to keep at least minimum of 4 certification in each of the service providers.
Oh.
So it makes me more versatile. I can showcase myself in any area that I'm being called on.
Oh,
so I'm testing myself against my peers in all those areas. And that in itself is just a certificate. Yeah. Does that mean I do not have the portfolio to back that up? I do. Yes. Even because I can think of an idea now, build a solution around it, and showcase that. That's my portfolio. Does that mean a recruiter would check? I don't think so, but an hiring manager might, because they want to see how do I solve problems. And that kind of shows how I solve problems.
That makes sense.
That is where the world that we live in now, and that's what we need to do.
That makes sense. But just to confirm now, do you have like a central repository where you have all this your portfolio? You have like a website and stuff?
Yes, I do have a website. My name is my website, Abimbola Alausa.
Oh, it's abimbola.alausa.com. All right, so in the link down here, you're going to see it, abimbola.alausa.com, to just let you know much more about Hakeem. And our final question for me is, some people want to kind of run through your career path. Some people want to be like you. A lot of people are aspiring to be like you, but they do not want to pass through the 25 jobs you have done and it doesn't certificate. Personally, if I want to be like you, I don't want to do that. Right? Follow no road. But now you know the road, but that road is very, very bumpy. In this ever-changing world of AI, like this current artificial intelligence, machine learning, knowledge, access to knowledge is faster. There's a lot of content.
Yeah.
If you had to do it all over again, how would you do it? What patterns would you focus on? Will you cut them along the line, or you think if you had the opportunity, you do the same thing over and over again? Now with the help of AI now.
Okay. Now with the help of AI now, it will be faster. Rationale is it won't change the path line. Yeah. It won't change the knowledge that I've gained. Yeah. But it will just be faster. I think the world is changing. The world says, people say the world, AI is the new way. Yes, it's the truth. But I think AI is an enabler. It enables you to do more than just what you think you could do based on time capacity. Now AI enables you to do more. So what I think now, if I'm to say start afresh, I do not know anything. That young individual coming out of College of Technology back then, what would I do? I would leverage AI to learn more, build more, learn more. So I have more personal projects that I've done, more personal projects than I would typically say I have right now. And I have over 100 because each day I'm building new things, new day. So I'm learning. Don't let AI be the one defining the direction, be the one in charge. I think the world that it is right now, I do tell my mentees or those that I mentor that don't let AI tell you what to do. Tell AI what to do instead, because that we need it. For me, it's what it has helped me to do or acknowledge is my scope of understanding has increased. So my scope of assimilating stuff has gradually increased. Normally, maybe I take 2-3 hours to assimilate a subject, but rather now I can ask AI to simplify it for me the best way it can. And because it knows my personality, I've learned that personality now. Now we could do deep dive infinite, and I fully understand I can speak about it anywhere. So that is me assimilating more knowledge than I would typically do on a normal day. So in a shorter time. So it's enabling me. I can speak about certain topics that I don't think I could have spoken about maybe an hour ago because I have AI.
That makes sense.
But does not mean that when I want to build the entire project, I'm not the one deciding what and why. I might have limitations AI might say, oh, this is what is achievable. And I'll tell AI, no, I want it this way. And from that dialogue, I get to even understand a little bit more about what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, I'm the one in charge at every point in time. And that is where you can't take human out of it. The world is changing, yes. The work an engineer would do, or 5 engineers would do, would take maybe 2 now because of the world of AI.
Yeah.
So those 2 that remains the ones that fully understand everything.
Yeah.
And can assimilate fast enough.
Yeah.
Because when you allow AI build stuff, at the end of the day, human being owns it.
Definitely.
When issues comes up, human beings are the ones that would be like, oh, there's an issue. I have to figure out
how to solve it.
How to solve the issue from repeating itself.
Yeah.
If you let AI do it, you keep falling in the same set of traps every time.
Every time, yeah.
So that's how I see the world of AI right now. Will it keep being like that? Yes. It will bring a new generation of people that actually does assimilate a lot of things in a shorter time period. But will it take away engineers? Absolutely not. It would bring about a different level of engineering.
Yeah. Because right now, engineers are able to consume more knowledge in shorter possible time.
Yes, consume more knowledge, be able to do a lot of more things.
Just basically everybody having access to their personal assistant.
Yeah, exactly. So the way that's the way I use AI. AI is more or less like a personal assistant to me. It makes me do things that are on tenfold of what I would typically do. It just makes me a better engineer. But does not take that engineering away from me. So for everything I ask AI to do, I fully understand what it's doing. That's where a lot of people are now. A lot of people are allowing AI build everything without knowing what is in there. But I tend to go a step. I don't mind being a little bit slower, but every build of the line is built by me. The decisions are made by me.
Mm-hmm.
And that for me is where the key is of any engineer right now.
That makes sense. So basically, guys, you've heard it here first. One of the ways in getting ahead in this ever-changing world of AI, just to summarize this, even if it's painstaking, you enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, you keep building. It's something that you love, and most importantly, because everybody now has access to AI, what is going to set you apart from the next person is the ability to just do more with AI.
Mm-hmm.
Have your portfolio. If before AI you were building, churning out maybe 2 initiative or project or 2 reports, let's say, per month, this is an opportunity to do 20.
Yeah.
You must just set yourself apart and
it's just an enabler. I see it as an enabler. Even the bigger enterprises we have now, say Microsoft, they are removing some layers, having more innovations being churned out faster, but does not take the engineering out of it.
Definitely.
So an engineer can be now the product manager, can be the full stack engineer, can be the infrastructure engineer. However, it's just one person doing more things that typically 5 people would do
before. All right. Thank you very much, Hakeem, for welcoming to your beautiful home. But again, right about now, I may not be able to beat you in the field of technology, but I saw a PS5 sitting out there. So my viewers, just stay tuned. Like we're gonna.
I don't expect you to come and flog me in my house. Like, do you?
I'll try. Again, I'm not much of a gamer.
Oh,
I just play it occasionally.
I hope it's just as occasional as you just said.
I'm a good person.
The most I've played with, I said they are occasional players. They are one of the best I've seen.
All right, so at the end of this call, I'm just going to put the results there.
No, my God.
I'm not going to put the result there. But guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll definitely be seeing you next time. As usual, this is On the Road with Uncle T. Bye, guys. All right, so about to have our first game, Newcastle versus Madrid. Let's see how it goes.